Everyone, today's topic is cultivation of cauliflower. The scientific name of cauliflower is Brassica oleracea variety botrytis, and it belongs to family Brassicaceae, and it is one of the most important vegetables during winter season. Cauliflower is the most popular vegetable among cole crops. It has a small thick stem bearing whorl leaves and branched taproot system. The main growing point develops into shortened shoot stem, whose apices make up the convex surface of cud. So the cud is a prefloral fleshy apical meristem. The eatable part, that is cud, is generally white in color and may be enclosed by inner leaves before its exposure. Card color varies with the variety and environment. It may be white, cream white, yellow, green, or red. Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, Assam, Haryana, and Maharashtra are major cauliflower growing states. With the development of new varieties, it is now being grown in non-traditional areas, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. Climate and soil for cauliflower. Temperature affects vegetative carding and reproductive phases of cauliflower. It can grow at an average temperatures of 5 to 8 degrees centigrade to 25 to 28 degrees centigrade during vegetative growth. Some varieties may be stand temperatures as low as minus 10 degrees centigrade and as high as 40 degrees centigrade for few days. The optimum temperatures for growth of young plants is around 23 degrees centigrade and 17 to 20 degrees centigrade in later stages. In temperate regions, growth of young seedlings may cease when temperature is slightly above 0 degrees centigrade, while early varieties in plains and other tropical regions can grow well up to 35 degrees centigrade. They are capable of forming cuds at around 30 degrees centigrade. Different varieties require specific temperature for cud development. If the temperature is higher, crop continues to grow vegetatively, and if lower, it only forms small cuds, buttons. For its desirable and cud development, plants must pass the juvenile phase and may attain certain optimum growth. This period varies from variety to variety and group to group. Higher to lower temperatures for a particular variety or large fluctuation in temperature at the time of cud development may cause some disorders. Cauliflower can grow on sandy loam to clay loam soils, which are well drained and rich in nutrients. Early deep loam soils are ideal for growing cauliflower. Soil must be rich in organic matter. The soils with poor drainage should be avoided, especially for raising early and rainy season crops. This crop is sensitive to high acidity, puts good growth with soil reaction of 6.5 pH. However, soil with pH of 5.5 to 6.5 is optimum for its proper growth and development and getting good quality of the cuds. Varieties of cauliflower. There are two separate groups of cauliflower, tropical and temperate. Tropical group has a large number of varieties adapted to widely varying temperature conditions in different areas. On the basis of maturity and temperature requirement for cud initiation and development, cauliflower can be divided into four groups. Of these groups are typical Indian cauliflowers, while the fourth is of snowball, Urfert or alpha types. Seeds of Indian cauliflower can be produced in plains of northern India, but snowball types set seed only in hilly regions of India. Important varieties, hybrids of each group are given in table 1. Raising of nursery. Cauliflower is provided through seed. Healthy nursery is very important to raise a good crop. Time of sowing depends upon cultivar and temperature requirement for cud formation. The nursery of the crop first needs special care because temperature is not very congenial at the time. The width of beds of this group should not be more than 60 centimeters so that water can easily percolate up to the middle portion from the broader channels made in between beds. Nursery should be covered with sirkis to protect young seedlings from dry and hot winds. The channels may be filled with water every evening. The nursery of October and November maturity groups needs protection from heavy downpour. Therefore, seedlings should be raised in plastic tunnels. The nursery of December and snowball group is comparatively easy to raise because of the favorable climatic conditions during that period. Raised nursery beds 15 cm high should be prepared to facilitate proper drainage. The nursery beds should be thoroughly prepared by adding well rotten farmyard manure or compost at the rate of 10 kg per square meter. They should be treated with 0.3% solution of Kapton theorem 5 liters per square meter. Seeds can be sown immediately after treatment. Treating nursery beds with formalin may be avoided due to its adverse effect on seedlings in the initial stage. Before sowing, seeds should be treated with Kapton or theorem 3 gram per kg or Bavestin 2 gram per kg to get rid of fungal diseases. However, to control seed-borne diseases, hot water treatment at 50 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes is the only remedy. About 450 to 700 gram seed for early types and 300 to 500 gram for mid and late types is sufficient to raise crop for a hectare. The seeds are sown in furrows 7 to 8 cm apart. After sowing, cover the seeds with a mixture of fine soil and sieved farmyard manure and cover the beds with dry grass before watering. In the initial stage, the watering should be done by cane and afterward through channels. The grass cover should be removed as soon as the seedlings start emerging. The drenching of nursery with Kapton or theorem 0.2% prevents post-emergence damping off. Transplanting. Seedlings are ready in 3 to 6 weeks after sowing. In early maturity 5 to 6 weeks old seedlings and in mid-season and late types 3 to 4 weeks old seedlings should be transplanted. The seedlings of September and October group are transplanted in early July and August respectively. The mid-season varieties are transplanted in September-October, while late snowball types during first week of November in North Indian plains. The transplanting distance varies according to variety and time of planting. Transplanting of September group is recommended on ridges at a spacing of 60 cm into 30 cm. For mid-season and late varieties, a planting distance of 60 cm into 40 cm is ideal. In tropical areas, a dose of 60 to 150 kg nitrogen, 50 to 80 kg P, 60 to 120 kg K along with 40 to 70 tons of farmyard manure per hectare is recommended. In northern and central India, application of 150 kg nitrogen and 60 kg P is recommended. Half of nitrogen and whole of phosphorus and K should be applied as a basal dose and the rest of nitrogen in 2 to 3 split doses. Weekly spraying of 1 to 2% urea 20 days after transplanting is advised for good growth. Dipping of cauliflower seedlings roots at transplanting in IBA 1 mg per liter plus the starter solution of ammonium sulfate and superphosphate 1:2 induces earliness, increasing gourd for yield. Combined foliar spraying of GA 100 mg per liter, Na 120 mg per liter and molybdenum 2 gram per liter enhances the total yield. Similar increase in yield may be obtained by spraying gibberellic acid 50 mg per liter and urea 1 gram per liter. After care, cauliflower is a very sensitive crop and any check in its growth at any stage results in budding. Fresh formation after first irrigation is more common in heavy soils, hindering water and air penetration to the roots, thereby affecting adversely its growth during the rainy season. When the crop is raised and ridges, adequate earthing up is essential so that roots are not exposed. Application of nitrogen along with earthing up is more useful. Hoeing and bedding operations should not be deep to avoid injury to the shallow root system. The bead problem is very serious in this crop because of by spacing, frequent irrigation and high fertility pre-planting application of stump, pendimethalin or bacillin fluorochlorine at the rate of 2 to 3 kg per hectare helps control weeds. Application of BD supplemented with 1 or 2 hand beatings is enough to keep the crop weed free. Irrigations. First irrigation is given just after transplanting of the seedlings. The number of and frequency of irrigations depend upon weather, soil type and variety. However, optimum water supply is must both during growth and card formation stages. For early and mid season groups, irrigation depends upon the intensity of the monsoon as ridge planting is recommended in both the groups. Irrigation is given in furrows. However, 5 to 8 irrigations are generally required for cauliflower crop. Heavy irrigations results in water stagnation, which is very harmful to crop. Harvesting and post-harvest management of cauliflower. Cauliflower is harvested when cuts are compact, attain proper size and retain original color. Delayed harvesting results in non-marketable loose and discolored cuts. Medium-sized white and compact cuts are mostly preferred in the market. The trimming of leaves depends upon the mode of packing and transportation. When packing is done in crates, most of the leaves are removed, leaving a small portion of the stalk close to the curd surface. While transporting in gunny bags, the inner leaves covering the curd surface are left intact and outer leaves are removed. In loose transportation, more number of leaves are retained and trimmed only after their uploading in the market. There is now greater demand for pre-packed fresh vegetables in supermarket and major stores. Use of polythene packing provides modified atmosphere and consequently reduces decaying, softening, loss of total solids and weight. Consumer package of cauliflower should be ventilated, which not only helps in vacuum cooling but also prevents carbon dioxide in injury. Thin and gas permeable film consumer packages maintain cauliflower flavor for a longer period. The yield varies greatly depending upon the variety and time of maturity. The early maturing varieties have an average yield of 60 to 100 quintals per hectare. However, mid and late varieties maturing during November-February yield 250 to 300 quintals per hectare. Blanching is a method to protect the curds from attaining yellow color after their direct exposure to sun. This is quite common in early mid season varieties having spreading and open plant types. The branching may be done by placing the leaves on the curd or tying the tips of leaves immediately after the curd exposure, but precautions must be taken while following the practice because of covering or tying for a longer period results in the elongation of florets and loose cuts with poor market value. Most of the late types, commonly known as snowball type, have self-blanched habit. Physiological disorders in cauliflower. Cauliflower suffers from a number of physiological disorders which manifest in different types of diseases, syndromes. Some may be genetically controlled, whereas others may be due to environmental, organic, and inorganic nutritional imbalance. Richness. When the surface of the curd is loose and has velvety appearance due to elongation of pedicel and formation of small flower buds at the curding stage, such curds are called ricey. Apart from fluctuating and unfavorable temperatures, heavy application of nitrogen and high humidity may cause riciness. Selection of proper varieties for a particular time of cultivation, optimum application of nitrogenous fertilizers and planting of resistant and tolerant varieties help minimize the condition. Fuzziness appears as flower pedicels of velvety cuts elongate. It may be hereditary and or non-hereditary. Cultivation in abnormal times encourages fuzziness. Sowing at normal time minimizes fuzziness. Leafy cuts. Development of small green leaves breaks inside the segments of the curd makes them leafy. Prevalence of high temperatures, especially after curd initiation or fluctuation in temperatures at curding stage, aggravates leafy cuts. Selection of proper varieties may help reduce it. Blindness during the early stage of plant growth, damage to growing point by insects, low temperature, or frost blindness plants grow without terminal bud and fail to form any cut. The leaves of blind plants become thicker and leathery owing to accumulation of carbohydrates. Damage of growing point by insects may be avoided by proper spraying of insecticides. Buttoning development of small cuts in young plants and fewer less developed leaves is known as buttoning. Deficiency of nitrogen, water stagnation in field, transplanting of old seedlings, planting early type cauliflower under lower temperatures are causes for it. Identifying exact cause helps overcome this malady. This crop is very sensitive and any check during its early vegetative growth also results in buttoning. Chlorosis shows an interveinal yellow mottling of lower older leaves. Since cauliflower has a high magnesium requirement, its deficiency causes chlorosis when grown on high acidic soil. This can be corrected by applying magnesium oxide at the rate of 300 kg per hectare. Liming soil and use of chemical fertilizers containing soluble magnesium also keeps this in control. Hollow stem in heavy fertilized soils, particularly with nitrogen, rapidly growing plants of cauliflower develop hollow stem and cud. It may be corrected by close spacing and optimum use of nitrogenous fertilizers. Browning, brown rot or red rot. Water soaked light brown to dark brown spots formed on stems and cuds lead to the formation of hollow stem and brown color of cud. Caused due to deficiency of boron, it is corrected by its application. Whiptail. Deficiency of molybdenum, especially in acidic soils, causes whiptail in cauliflower. Normal leaf blade development fails and only step-like suboid leaves are formed. In extreme cases, only midrib develops. Hence, the name whiptail is given to this disorder. Whiptail can be corrected by liming the soil, and application of molybdenum is essential to reduce the whiptail disorders in the cauliflower field. Thank you for patience hearing.